Hi, today we are going to do a tutorial using the Lucy pattern and the Charlie pattern. And what we will be doing is replacing the Charlie bodice with a bodice that we're going to make from the Lucy pattern. And actually, we already have a tutorial on this part, on changing the Lucy pattern so that it replaces the bodice that is with Charlie. Also, you will no longer have collars or sleeves or the placket in the back with this. So it makes for a much quicker project too. So great for some holiday things that you may not want to spend a whole lot of time in just because they don't get to wear it just a whole lot. So we're going to get started. So the first thing you're going to do is get your Charlie bodice, and you're going to measure that side seam, and then whatever that is, that's what you're going to measure down from the bottom of the armhole on Lucy down that same distance and over, and that will be your bodice for the Charlie now. And you'll do that to both the front and the back Lucy. The other thing you will need is you will need your gripper strip, and if you are putting grippers in, you'll need this gripper strip, and you'll need to add 2 inches to the length of it. The reason for that is because on the pants, because we're not going to use the band, we're going to be putting elastic at the bottom of the leg. We need to replace that band with some extra length. So we're going to add 1 inch to the bottom of both the front and back legs. That's why you need your gripper strip longer. The last thing we're going to do is Charlie has a placket in the back, so it has this extra piece that comes out. Well, we're not going to be doing a placket, so just fold that out of the way so that it just continues as the cut line. Now you can see that I've already done my my Lucy top. It's done exactly like the instructions for Lucy, so if it's been a while, you might want to get those out. And I chose a machine embroidery pattern for the front of mine, and it is from the Southern Baby Classic Embroidery Design website, Southern Baby Classics Design website. But of course, there are thousands of designs to choose from. This was just one I thought was really sweet for the holidays. So I did that first, and then just went ahead with the construction for the Lucy top. And then for the Charlie bottom, it's real simple. You're going to do your center front seams, center back seams, and side seams of both your outer fabric and your lining. After you've done that, after you've pressed your seams, then you're going to lay out the lining and the outer fabric so that either the fronts or the backs are facing up. Whichever you do, do it both for the lining and the outer fabric. In fact, it's really a pretty good idea to go ahead and mark either the fronts or backs of these 2 fabrics, because the front and back of the Charlie is very, very similar. So just to keep from getting confused later on, go ahead and mark the front and the back. Once you've done that, once you've got your side seams and center seams together, then you're going to sew the bottoms of each leg together. So you will match up the lining with the outer fabric, and you'll match the side seams, and then of course the cut seam at the inner leg. So we're going to get those 2 seams done and pressed, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Now that you've got the bottom of your leg sewn together, go ahead and press that seam. Then turn it right side out and press again so that you can, when you're looking at the lining side, you can see just a little bit of the outer fabric, and press both legs. Put a nice crease there, because that will be where the elastic casing will be in a little bit. But before the casing, we need to go ahead and sew the front inseam together, right sides together. We're going to leave the back alone, and we're just going to do the front for now. So the way to do that is reach inside between the lining and the outer fabric, and then just match that center front seam with the center front seam of the lining. Once you've got that matched and you've got that held together, don't let go, and then just pull this section back to the wrong side with wrong sides out, and you'll be able to sew this front inseam of your romper. So it will look like this, and you will sew, that's one long seam, sew that seam and press that seam real well, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Now that you've got your front inseam stitched, go back and top stitch along that edge, just a scant 1/8 of an inch from the edge, top stitch from the bottom of the legs all the way across the inseam for the front inseam. After you've done that, you'll be ready to stitch the casings for the bottom of the legs. Start by going ahead and marking from that front inseam. Go ahead and mark 1 inch over, because that's where you'll be stopping your casing. And then you're going to stitch a casing that that runs right along about 3/8 of an inch from that edge of the bottom of the leg. After you have done that on both sides, then you'll be ready to put your elastic in. I used 1/4 inch elastic, and I used 7 inches. You may need a little more, you may need a little bit less. And then you're going to stitch, starting your elastic at the open edge of the back inseam, and then you'll stop at your dot and secure the elastic at both ends. Do both legs, and then go ahead with your placket strip for the back, press it in half, open it up, and press it 1/4 of an inch, and then we'll be ready to talk about how to sew that on the back inseam. Now that you've got your gripper strip pressed, place the edge that hasn't been folded, the raw edge, against the raw edge of the inseam of the back of the romper. As you start pinning this on, be sure you leave at least 1/4 of an inch so that can be turned back later. And then you are just with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, you'll be stitching the gripper strip onto the back of the inseam of the pants. And then after you've stitched it on, trimmed off any excess, then fold the gripper strip back on itself, on that fold line, but with right sides together, so that the folded edge of the gripper strip matches with the seam line of where you've sewn it on to the inseam. Once you've done that, pin that in place, and then you will stitch right across this end. Trim that and flip it, and then this is what it will look like. You'll have a folded edge that you can place just past that stitching line so that you can no longer see that stitching line on the inside. Once you do that and pin all along there to hold it in place, then with this side up, with the right side up, stitch not necessarily in the ditch, but right up next to that seam, and you'll be catching this edge because it will be past the seam. So once you've done that, you'll be ready for grippers in the back. I almost forgot to tell you that on the front inseam, after you've got the elastic in and everything, go back and stitch, just top stitch 1 inch from the edge of the fabric here. And that will just kind of stabilize that fabric right there for your grippers. So it will look like that. Then you will be ready to gather the top of your romper. This is a 1/2 inch seam allowance, so your gathering threads will be a little bit further apart, about 1/4 of an inch, and then about 5/8 of an inch, so that you can then stitch in between your two gathering rows. So once you've got that done, I would suggest that on the romper front that you go ahead and mark the center front and the center back, so that when you place this on your romper, you could match up that center mark with the center front and center back of your romper. Be sure that you put the front of your bodice on the front of the romper. And of course you'll match those center back, front and center back seams, and you will also match the side seams of the legs with the side seams of the bodice, and stitch your 1/2 inch seam allowance there. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can leave the lining loose and just stitch the romper fabric, the outer fabric, to the pants section, and then press this under a scant 1/2 inch and hand whip that down to that seam line. Another way you can do it, and for something like this, it's kind of my preference, is keep the lining and the outer fabric together. In fact, you might even want to baste, just machine baste it together to hold those two fabrics together. Stitch them as one fabric onto the top of the romper, and then trim and finish that seam allowance. It's great if you have a serger because it still is a pretty neat finish, but just a whole lot quicker than hand whipping it down. But there are certainly times that I do hand whip something down. It's just that this is something that probably won't be worn that many times because it is a holiday outfit, but that is just totally up to you. I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll show you how it looks as a finished project. Well, we've done another Charlie Lucy mashup, this time with elastic at the bottom of the legs. I think it makes it super cute. I hope to see your creations and your Charlie Lucy mashups really soon.